All right, folks, welcome to Unit 10, Day 3. We're going to do some more multiplying of binomials. Length times width equals area. In our last class, we did stuff that looked like this. We did the same thing, and we used this modeling of algebra tiles, drawing in algebra tiles to get our answer. Today, we're going to take it a step further, and we're going to use something called box method. Box method. So let's start out by kind of doing what we did last time, and then let me show you then how to do box method. We're going to do 2 examples, and then you guys are going to take off and run with it, because I hope that it's going to be a pretty straightforward process here. So we got length times width. So we're going to do x plus 2, x plus 2. That was what we learned from last class. The width, x, 1, 2, 3, x plus 3. Length times width equals area, so we're going to put the area in. And then we're going to do our horizontal lines, just like we did last class. We're going to do our vertical lines. Now we're just going to count out what we got. Big square is x squared. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are 5 positive x's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 6 ones. Okay, so that's how we did it last class, using algebra tiles and drawing in everything using the algebra tiles. But now let's do box method. And so let's do the same problem. It's the same problem. We're going to do x plus 2. We're going to do x plus 3. Now, if you notice, it's the exact same thing we've got over here, x plus 2, x plus 2. We've got x plus 3, x plus 3. Something I want you to notice is that every time we did this algebra tile method, this always breaks down into 4 parts. And let me get a different highlighter because I don't like that yellow. This always breaks down into 4 parts. That's a little easier to see. We've got x squareds, x's on the corners, and then 1's down here. And that's the way it's pretty much always going to happen, is there's the upper left-hand corner is going to be x squares, the upper right-hand corner is going to be x's, the lower left-hand corner is going to be x's, and the lower right-hand corner is going to be 1's. So there's always that pattern. And because that's always that pattern, it's going to be happening here. So here we're going to have x squareds. Here we're going to have x's, and here we're going to have 1's. What's x times x? That's x squared. 3 times x, 3 times x. This section right here is 3x. Right here we have 2 x's, x times 2, and that equals 2x. And then 3 times 2 is 6. 6. Now we just add everything together. We've got x squared plus 3x plus 2x plus 6. We combine like terms right here in the middle. These are the same. X squared plus 5x plus 6. And we've got the same answer. So we can use the algebra tiles, or we can use box method. Let's do another one. And this one I'm going to do a little bit faster. So we've got x, 1, 2, 3. We've got x, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to draw in the rectangle. I'm going to draw in my horizontal lines. I'm going to drop my vertical lines. And then we're going to count up what we got. We got x squared, 1, 2, 3 x's. X, 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 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So that's x squared. Right in here is 3 x's. Right here in the lower left-hand corner is 3x's, and then on the lower right-hand corner, we've got 9. Let's do the same thing over here with box method. We've got x plus 3, x plus 3, x times x is x squared, 3 times x is 3x, 3 times x is 3x, 3 times 3 times 3 is 9. X squared plus 3x plus 3x plus 9 combines to, that's not a smiley face, that's an arrow, combines to x squared plus 6x plus 9, which is exactly the same thing. Let's do one last example together. This one right here. So we've got x, 1, 2, 3, but these are negative. X minus 2, 1, 2. We'll draw in our rectangle. We will draw in our horizontal lines. We'll draw in our vertical lines. And then we'll see what we got. X times x is x squared. X times 1 is x. X times 1 is x. X times negative 1 is negative x. That's shaded in. X times 1 is negative x, and this is also negative x. 1 times negative 1 is negative 1. And these are all negative. Negative 1 times negative 1 is negative 1. Negative 1 times negative 1 is 1. Negative 1 times 1 is 1. Negative 1, negative 1. Negative 1 times negative 1 is negative 1. And you see the pattern repeating down here. These are all negative 1s. So that is x squared plus 2x minus 1, 2, 3, 3x minus 6. Combined like terms, which are the x's, we have x squared minus 1x minus 6. X minus x is 0, x minus x is 0, and the only thing left over is this negative x. Let's do the same thing right here. X minus 3, x minus 2. X times x, x squared. Negative 2 times x. I did that problem wrong. Look at that. That's silly. Look what I did. Okay, these are supposed to be negative right here. See, it's a good way to check your work. Make sure you don't make a mistake. So a negative and a negative make a positive. So all of these are positive. These are positive 6x's. Which means all of these are positive. So that's the correct answer. These are still negative. Positive and negative still make a negative. Negative and negative make a positive. Let's come back over here. This is negative 2. No, still made a mistake. Man, look at those negatives. Even the math teacher makes a mistake. But, ladies and gentlemen, if you double check your work, you almost always find your mistake. So always double check your work. So right here, we've got a negative and a positive. It makes a negative. So these are all negative 2. So instead of this being positive, that makes a negative. And then I need to recollect like terms. Negative 2 and negative 3. That's negative 5x. All right, you think I got it right this time? Probably not, but let's try it. So negative 2 times x is negative 2x. And then negative 3 times x is negative 3x. Negative 3 times negative 2 is positive 6. Now, let's finish this up, and then I'm going to give you a word of caution. And then, so that's minus 3x plus 6, combined like terms, x squared minus 5x plus 6. Now, the reason I made a mistake right here is because I was going really fast and I was thinking about something else. I was thinking about the video and what I was going to say instead of focusing on the math. And folks, this is pretty simple stuff, but you can make a mistake really easily by not focusing. You know, when you're on the Snapchat or your phone goes doot doot and you look over and you just look at it, or your phone flashes at you, or you're trying to do two things at one time on your laptop, you're trying to do some work from some other class at the same time, or you're trying to listen to a video. Folks, you gotta focus, Because if you don't focus, you make a mistake, just like I did because I was thinking about something else. Okay? So you got to learn how to focus. You got to learn when to focus and when not to focus. You need to be focusing while you're watching the video and taking notes so that you understand what's going on. When we're in between, we're in transition, when you're finishing something up, yeah, you can take a break. That's fine. That's not a problem. But when you're doing the work, you got to focus. Thank you, folks.